on Halloween if they are imitating a character. Her comment sparked immediate backlash from her on-air guests and fans on social media. Kelly apologized for her remarks, but continues to face criticism. Her future at the network does not look promising.
A wave of pipe bombs targeting Hillary Clinton, former President Barack Obama, and other Democrats and CNN were discovered on the morning of October 23rd. No one was injured because law enforcement was able to apprehend the bombs for examination and disposal. Many of the targets for the bombs are figures who have criticized President Donald Trump in the past. Former CIA Director John Brennan stated that on many occasions, President Trump incites anger in his supporters, which could have led to this dangerous crime. The White House has condemned these acts of violence.
Speaking of Trump, during a rally in Houston, Texas, President Trump referred to himself as a nationalist. President Trump held nothing back in his declaration of being a nationalist. He defines it as someone who loves their country and is proud of it. Additionally, he stated that the phrase "America first" means that when America grows, so does the world. He later added that other citizens should use that word as well.
A women's philanthropy group known as Impact 100 Jersey Coast will award 3 Monmouth County nonprofit organization checks worth $112,000. The group will narrow down the pool of 50 applicants and let the 5 finalists speak at the annual membership meeting next month. Impact 100 Jersey Coast was created in 2015 and currently has over 300 members. Each member pays a fee which goes toward the grants awarded to local nonprofits.
Students at Seton Hall University demand better treatment for minority students, as well as more funding towards diversity-based courses. The students held a 3-day sit-in protest at the university. The group named Concerned 44 entered the President's Hall chanting, "If we don't get it, shut it down." The university responded to the protest by stating that they are dedicated to promoting inclusion and diversity throughout the university.
We now go to Ann Toner to see what's going on in the Spelman Manor and the Netflix remix of Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
For those who remember the 1990s comedy Sabrina the Teenage Witch, I have some good news for you. Sabrina the Teenage Witch is back for a reboot on Netflix and is going by the name Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. While most will remember the show with Melissa Joan Hart as funny and uplifting as we followed Sabrina through her decisions in her teenage life, this reboot will be a little bit different. This time, Sabrina will be played by Kiernan Shipka, who you might recognize from the critically acclaimed Mad Men. Sabrina is a half-witch living as a mortal with a human boyfriend and 2 human best friends. The show begins a week before Sabrina's 16th birthday when she signs her name in the Book of the Beast and transfers to the Academy of Unseen Arts to begin her witch training. The 10-episode series then follows Sabrina as she learns about her father's magical people and begins to question which path, magical or not, to take. Not only is this series about magic, but it takes on current issues as well. One of Sabrina's best friends is non-binary, and the show points out realistic discrimination these kids face, as well as facing a sexist principle. This reboot of Sabrina tends to follow more in Riverdale's path of being a little bit dark and edgy. Some other noteworthy returns to Netflix this month include the 6th and final season of award-winning House of Cards and the 4th season of Narcos. Not only are shows and movies coming to Netflix this month, many are leaving as well. Do not miss your chance to watch the first 3 Jurassic Park films before they leave. That is all for me now. Back to you guys at the desk.
We have to take a short break, but stay tuned for more Hawk TV news.
Listen. All it took was someone who would insist that I just try.
Suddenly, everything was turned around because they judge you.
You tell them, I don't need this.
No one is going to understand.
Unless they've been through it, how can they?
Then one day you realize
You feel so hopeless.
I need help. I need help.
You feel so hopeless.
Then one day you realize
Unless they've been through it, how can they understand?
I don't need this.
No one's going to judge you.
suddenly everything was turned around because they insist that I just try.
All it took was someone who would just
Listen.
Twitter reported losing 9 million users from the previous quarter, marking yet another period of decline for the social media platform. The rapid decrease in user count comes as a result of Twitter's efforts to clean the website of spam accounts and create an overall better user experience. CEO Jack Dorsey stated that the stagnation of new user activity is expected to continue into the next quarter as Twitter ramps up its crackdown on bots. The company was still able to turn a profit despite low daily user growth.
Apple CEO Tim Cook has enforced tougher privacy laws for both Europe and the US. He has renewed the company's commitment to protecting personal data. Cook applauded the European Union for bringing in a strict new data privacy law and explained that Apple supports a US federal privacy law. He warned that technology is at risk by spreading false information and that our personal information is being weaponized. However, California is planning similar regulations to take effect by 2020.
Apple unveiled their new iPad, which will closely resemble the iPhone XR and XS. The new iPad will be removing the home button and using facial recognition software to unlock the device. The device will be available in two screen sizes, one measuring at 11 inches and the other at 12.9 inches. According to the IDC research firm, the iPads generate less revenue than the iPhone, which Apple hopes to change. New Apple devices will be released on November 7th.
A recent study found that having higher levels of cortisol in the brain may be associated with smaller brain size and poorer memory. Cortisol is commonly called the stress hormone. In the study, researchers found that individuals with high stress levels had significantly smaller brain volume and did not perform well on memory tests. This effect was stronger in women than in men, but scientists have not determined why this is the case. According to researchers, this study needs to be explored further, but it serves as a good reminder to keep stress levels under control.
U.S. health regulators have approved the first new type of flu drug in 2 decades. Xofluza is a pill that can shorten the severity of the flu virus by reducing some of the symptoms with just one dose. According to health officials, 80,000 Americans died of the flu and its complications last winter. This marks the highest death toll from the flu in 4 decades.
The iOS app, Apple News, has reached 90 million readers. The Times also reports that Apple is working on making a monthly subscription service featuring Apple News and other newspapers and magazines. Apple News differs from services offered by other tech companies since the stories all go through a human vetting process instead of relying on algorithms. The new subscription service is reportedly scheduled to launch next year.
Ed Catmull, the president of Walt Disney and Pixar Animation Studios, is retiring at 73 after a long career in studio animation. In 1996, Catmull co-founded Pixar and produced the first hit Toy Story movie almost a decade later. A successor has yet to be announced, but Catmull has agreed to remain an advisor to ease the transition. Catmull will be remembered for bringing popular animated films like The Incredibles, Monsters, Inc., and Finding Nemo to movie fans around the world.
7 children died in a New Jersey health center due to a viral outbreak. The New Jersey Department of Health reported the 7th child passed away due to adenovirus on October 23rd. The Wanacue Center of Nursing and Rehabilitation, located in Passaic County, has seen 12 confirmed cases of the virus. The victims range in age from toddlers to teenagers.
We have to take another short break, but stay tuned for more Hawk TV news.
Minds can achieve anything. We make sure they get to college. Federal student aid provides more than $150 billion in grants, loans, and work-study funds to make college possible for anyone with the mind to get there. Because if given the chance, minds will do great things. Federal Student Aid, proud sponsor of the American Mind. Learn more about money for college at studentaid.gov.
We now go to Caitlin Kraska for what's going on with the Winchester brothers on the TV show Supernatural.
Two brothers, Sam and Dean Winchester, are still on their mission to save the world in the series Supernatural. The two brothers have been hunting devils, demons, and all manner of preternatural beasts for a total of 14 seasons, a near eternity in television terms. You would think they would have run out of ideas by now, but no, the series is still going as strong as ever, because in the CW world, demons really do lurk behind every bush, always on the lookout to devour more bodies, corrupt more souls, destroy more worlds, and just make everything chaotic. Sam and Dean, and occasionally a handful of other helpers in their mission, protect humanity from demons, vampires, and all of the things people are most scared of that lurk in the night. They have been considered heaven's human hitmen, getting rid of the bad and evil supernatural in the world, from dealing with saving the world from the darkness, putting Lucifer back into his cage, and even finding God to help save the world. Sam and Dean have been through it all, considering they have both died and came back to life more times than I can count on one hand. This series is a cluster full of things, but if you like all things supernatural, then I give it a 10 out of 10 recommendation if that's what you're into. Personally, Supernatural is by far one of my favorite shows, and I was never into the excessive supernatural stuff it consists of, but the series really knows how to pull an audience in, with not even just acting, but the comedic gestures between the characters throughout the series. Between Sam and Dean's brotherly relationship and the angel Castiel who helps them on their journey, it really proves to not only be a supernatural-based show, but comedic as well. Overall, Sam and Dean have been saving the world since the day their dad started training them when they were about 10 years old. Although have taken some breaks, they have been on the road ever since and continue to save the world from its supernatural bad guys. That's it for me. Back to you guys at the desk.
For some advice on keeping a positive attitude, we now go to Hanya Sarsar with the latest edition of Tips on the Go.
Maintaining a positive attitude is critical when you want to achieve anything. Most successful people talk about the power of positive thinking and how important it is. However, it is often easier said than done. Today I'm going to share with you 5 major tips that will hopefully help you sustain a positive attitude. Tip number 1 is to start your day off on the right foot. Many people drag themselves out of bed, and this sets a negative frame to their day. Positive people reinforce how good life is. Sometimes thinking about one thing you are grateful for, or do something that gets you in the happy spirit, such as listening to your favorite song. Tip number 2 is to not get sucked into other people's complaints and drama. If your day is going well and then you find yourself caught up with your friends or coworkers' complaints, try not to fall in this trap. Complaining often leads to negative emotions. Tip number 3 is to surround yourself with positive people. Positive people are energized by the endless possibilities and don't let fear run their life. They usually smile a lot and are great communicators. Tip number 4 is to reframe your challenges. Life throws challenges that can be difficult and sometimes that are uncontrollable. We can not let these uncontrollable times make us feel angry or sad. Life is all about learning from mistakes and failures and embracing growth and change. There are no dead ends. Lastly, tip number 5 is to make someone else smile. It always feels good to put a smile on someone else's face, whether it be your friends, coworkers, or family members. Hopefully these tips will help you maintain a positive attitude. That's all for this edition of Tips on the Go. Back to you guys at the desk.
For the 7th year in a row, the tolls for the New Jersey Turnpike and Garden State Parkway will not increase. The Turnpike Authority estimates that it will collect about $1.6 billion in toll revenue this year. This is $19.3 million more than it expected to make. With the earnings, the authority is planning to pay off $800 million of debt and another $300 million for maintenance and road projects. This increase in revenue has also resulted in more job openings for toll collectors, maintenance crews, and state police troopers.
Police in Blackpool, England are looking for a David Schwimmer lookalike. This Friends character's twin is accused of stealing a crate of beer from a restaurant in England. The Blackpool police published a Facebook post of the theft, and it has been shared over 50,000 times and received nearly 100,000 comments. Schwimmer himself responded to the viral post, sharing a parody video on Twitter. Schwimmer was a series regular on Friends from 1994 to 2004.
Modern Family has killed off one of its longest-running characters. In the latest Halloween episode, it was revealed that Dee Dee Pritchett, who was played by actress Shelley Long, passed away in her sleep. The show's creators stated that dealing with death is a big part of the family experience, and it would be interesting to see the entire cast deal with such a major loss. Modern Family is in the middle of what is speculated to be its final season.
We have to take another short break, but when we return, Billy O'Neill has an exciting recap on Monmouth sports.
After school today, I will be dead. I can't go on any longer. Nobody even knows I exist. They pass through me like air, like nothingness. That's what I am. Nothing.
Oh, emojis! I thought the conversation just got dumber.
Ugh, internet trolls, just ignore them.
I like you just the way you are.
I believe in you. She's a hugger. Give her a squeeze.
Help up the hand.
Ah, there you go.
Thanks, mate.
You're killing it, Jane!
Minds can achieve anything. We make sure they get to college. Federal student aid provides more than $150 billion in grants, loans, and work-study funds to make college possible for anyone with the mind to get there. Because if given the chance, minds will do great things. Federal Student Aid, proud sponsor of the American Mind. Learn more about money for college at studentaid.gov.
Listen.
All it took was someone who would insist that I just try.
Suddenly, everything was turned around because they judge you.
You tell them, I don't need this.
No one is going to understand.
Unless they've been through it, how can they?
Then one day you realize
You feel so hopeless.
I need help. I need help.
You feel so hopeless.
Then one day you realize
Unless they've been through it, how can they understand?
I don't need this.
No one's going to judge you.
suddenly everything was turned around because they insist that I just try.
All it took was someone who would just
Listen.
Welcome back to your weekly sports update. Let's take a look at how your Hawks are doing. The women's soccer team won their 9th straight game as they shut out Iona on senior night. Ali DeLuca scored 3 goals, while Jaslyn Moya scored twice. The Hawks racked up 4 goals within the first 15 minutes of the second half. Alia Moore added the last goal to make the final score 7-0. The victory bumped the team's record to 14-3-1. The Hawks will be playing against Niagara in the MAC tournament on November 1st. The field hockey team downed Lock Haven 2-0 for their 3rd consecutive win. Freshman Cato Hogan made 8 saves, while Irene Franken scored in the 21st minute. Senior Georgia Garden Bashop took control and netted a goal and now has scored in 7 straight games for the Hawks. The team sits at 11-6 and will play against Sacred Heart in the MAC tournament on November 2nd. Finally, men's football won 24-14 against Presbyterian. The Hawks offense accumulated 421 total yards on offense, while the defense led just 1 touchdown. Later in the 3rd quarter, Kenji Bahar connected with Reggie White Jr. on a 40-yard strike that gave the Hawks the lead that they'd keep for the rest of the contest. The game represented a milestone for head coach Kevin Callahan, as he has won his 150th game as a head coach for Monmouth. The Hawks will be facing Charleston Southern on November 3rd. For more sports updates, check out The Extra Point right here on Hawk TV. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Billy. That's all for this week. Thanks for joining us. I'm Michaela Laster.
And I'm Vincent Caranta. Be sure to tune in next time for another edition of Hawk TV News. Happy Halloween.
Hi.
Hello.
How's day college getting?
Oh, me too.
Awesome. What are you gonna do over winter break?
I was gonna watch some Netflix, but I'm like really tired of Netflix.
Same. I wish there was something new to watch online.
Me too, but what could it be?
Hawk.
Space.
TV.
Space.
MU.
Enter.
This is Hawk TV News, and we've got it covered.
This is Hawk TV News.
This is Hawk TV News, and we've got it covered.
The Extra Point is Hawk TV's only sports show, and what I love about The Extra Point is that it allows people to really come on and talk about what they're passionate in, and that's sports.
When I first got here, I didn't really know what to expect. It was really a fun time. This is the most fun I've had in college so far. It's really not as competitive as people will think it is. I've been on air for almost every episode of Extra Point.
Unscripted debate is probably the best format for sports shows today, and I think that's what's growing. So more than anything else, The Extra Point just provides people to come on Hawk TV to talk about what they love, and that's sports.
Tony, what's it like being a producer?
It's so much fun, especially when I get to work with Matt.
Oh shit, no one wants to work with that. You put in a lot of work, try and get your moves right. You want to make the show look as smooth as possible. You don't want choppy zooms in and out. You want to make it look like the camera's not even there. This is my first time at The Extra Point. I'm just saying, I'm coming back now. They've got me hooked.
I control this switcher right here, and I pretty much make the what the director says happen.
Slowly zoom out, and fade to black. Gorgeous. That is how it's done. We make big TV here. We practice, we execute, we get paid.
Nick, that's all right. I throw a couple of 15-second PSAs in there, and we're good.
Done.
Yeah.
You're done. Make sure you get the point.
So M Factor is basically a take on X Factor. So we have performers either just with their music or they have their guitars or pianos. It's basically a talent competition. One person gets voted off every week. We try to do different themes, and I think the season's been going pretty well. We have a really great act, and I can't wait to see what next week brings.
My name is Christopher Sabatino. I'm the director of tonight's program. So basically I just look at the monitor here and see which camera shots look good, and while I'm looking at those, I decide which ones to go do. Then I tell the technical director who sits in the chair over there which cameras to cut to.
Are you working the Steadicam tonight?
I am.
What does that entail?
It entails a lot of steady hands and a lot of watching my back so I don't run into Dylan. He's on the other camera and he likes getting in my way.
out the way. Starting out, you guys all ready?
So, Triple Scoop is a show that me and my two great friends produce. It's a show where we talk about entertainment. People call us the entertainment show. We have one segment about movies, one segment about TV, and we have one segment about music. It's literally whatever you want to do, you do it. If you mess up, you mess up. That's what this is for.